and welcome to this edition of Eat Right with Rouses. I'm your host, Keith Weiss, site licensed clinical social worker with Terra Bond Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. I'm always glad to see our favorite dietitian, April Sins. Hello, April.
Hello, Keith. Gobble, gobble, gobble. We have a turkey right here.
I know that's right. It is turkey time, and this is one of the most unique turkeys I've ever seen. Tell us what you've done today.
So I'm having some fun with this charcuterie board today, and the reason why is because, it's actually gotten kind of popular. I've been seeing a lot of people really getting creative with making a charcuterie board that is like creative and fun, but also functional, where it has some really great options on the top of the board. And so basically, I have one that's built right here. I'm going to walk you through how I built it. Okay. And I'm also going to send you a picture so that way we can show a nice close-up of it as I'll walk you through. Okay. And what I love about this is that it has some fruit. It has some vegetables on it. It has cheeses. It has crackers. But it also just has a great variety and makes such a perfect way to make your table festive at Thanksgiving or however you want to use it. So I'm going to walk you through this. So what we have started right here is in the middle, I have a half of a pear. Now what I did was I sliced the pear right down the middle from top to bottom, and then I'm making the turkey's body.
Okay.
So you can find lots of pear options in the Rouses produce department. You can also use some different colors, different types of pear. So I have the traditional sort of green pear here, but you can use a red pear or, whichever kind that you like. The next thing is that for his beak and for his I don't remember what you call the little gobbler thing.
Yeah, we call it a gobbler. That's it.
Yeah, is it a gobbler? Yeah. And so I'm sure somebody out there knows what it's actually called. So I'm using some pepperoni for that, and then also for the beak, I'm using a little bit of some yellow cheese. For the eyes, I used some candy eyes and I attached it with some peanut butter. So peanut butter makes a great way to kind of like, if you need to sort of like, quote, glue something, you can use that peanut butter in there to make it stay. Around the turkey, I have some grapes. So I went to the grape area, the fresh produce area, and I just grabbed a little box of grapes. And then I'm using the red grapes around there. Now, one of my favorite things to use for a charcuterie board is going to be this Rouses Cracker Cut little variety pack of cheeses. Now, the cheeses are found in with the other cheeses, and what I love about it has different types of cheeses. It also has the different color variety whenever you're adding some color to your board. So right here, I have the pepper jack ones, and I cut them in half to add them here. And on the outside, I have the Colby Jack right around the outside here. So it makes some nice little sort of like feather type of display on here. And then next up, I have some celery. And so I grabbed a pack of celery. I made this super simple. So if you're making a list to make this, I'm going through everything that I grabbed. And I just grabbed a little celery that's already cut and ready to go. Ooh. I cut it again in half to make it a little shorter to go around here. Mm-hmm. So you can really create this with some simple ingredients. You can also grab these things and make this once you get where you're going for Thanksgiving too. Another thing I grabbed was some salami from the deli department and just curled it to where it looks like some little feathers. And then I have that same pepperoni, which I grabbed the turkey pepperoni in the deli department as well, and I just curled that up right here. On the bottom, I have some crackers, which I got in the deli department, and these are some Two's Company crackers, and added those at the bottom. So you can see how nice and colorful and festive this little tray makes. And, Keith, this is one, like, you don't have to be, how we were just talking about how sometimes these are so pretty, you hate to mess it up. You don't want to mess it up. Right. But it's so easy to make that you can make it again and again.
Yeah. or, it's kind of really interesting. I think I've seen people even, because my sister-in-law, this is one of her she's a big charcuterie fan. Her very first one was huge. And she did it for Thanksgiving, and she had all these wonderful things. Like we kept finding ways to be able to, when we took something to kind of put something back, we started to change the colors a little bit because we didn't really, we had a piece of cheddar cheese instead of a piece of Colby Jack. So it went a little bit more, a little more orange than it was orange and white before. And so it kind of became a game that we were kind of changing that. And so it's really interesting that people can kind of put different things in there. But I love those smaller celeries that you can buy and then just cut the smaller ones. Like I'm always cutting the large stalk and taking the leaves off. And so I love that option. I haven't seen those. And so that's exciting.
Yeah, it's really, really easy. And whenever you were talking about taking a piece and then adding another piece, it reminded me of the game of Jenga. So it could be like charcuterie Jenga game, right? But you know what I've seen lately is some people will even take like their table and make a whole display of charcuterie things on the table. So they'll line the table with a parchment paper or like one of those, like a brown paper underneath, and then they'll actually put the different items all throughout the table. And so you can really have some fun when you're creating a charcuterie board. There are lots and lots of ideas online that where you can really get creative in the kitchen. But this one right here, I found is just super simple. It has a variety of foods. It's very, very easy to prepare, and it's something that you can bring the ingredients with you, and you can actually create that display right wherever you're going as well.
Yeah, it becomes a family fun event, which is what Thanksgiving should be about. As always, we appreciate you very much, April.
Oh, thank you so much, Keith.
All right, that'll do it for this particular edition of Eat Right with Rouses, but don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming right here on HTV.